There has been a massive chip shortage globally, as you might have heard YouTubers point out that it is really hard to get your hands on a PS5 or a new Nvidia or AMD graphics card. So why is this all happening? This all started in March of 2020, where most of the countries were preparing a fight against the pandemic and imposing restrictions that no one can go out of their homes. When that happened, everyone and everything was stuck at the same place waiting for life to come back to normalcy or the new normal. Like that, chip manufacturing companies were also not able to function. This resulted in them stopping the manufacturing of the chips for electronics. This is one of the major industries that has been hit due to the pandemic. But before we get to why all of this is happening, we need to know what exactly a chip is. I'm not talking about this chip, I'm talking about this one. So a computer chip is a thin slice of semiconductor that comprises the processing and memory units of the modern computer. Okay, so now that you know what a chip is, you can kinda know why it is important for almost every electronic that you are using, consisting of this chip inside, which helps in all the processing tasks done by the system. Without it, you would not be able to make it a usable device, just like how you would not be able to do anything without the brain. Your body would be useless without the brain, the same way the computer would not be a computer without the chip that goes inside of it. Again, coming back to the question, why is there a chip shortage in the first place? Is it due to the pandemic? Is it because people have become lazy and don't want to go to work anymore? Or is it because we have too many people sitting at home wanting to buy the latest gadgets so that they don't get bored? Well, the answer is all of them. Not the second one though, because people are dying to go outside. No pun intended. Uncertainties caused by the pandemic led to sharp swings in order of electronics, whether it is personal computers or gaming consoles. Even the smart home devices were rising in sales due to the pandemic because people had nowhere else to go, and the people who were earning from home used them to buy gadgets that would help them simplify their needs. Executives from TSMC, a global chip manufacturer from Taiwan, in a recent earning call said that customers have been accumulating more inventory than usual, stating that the customers are buying more electronic gadgets, even more compared to when there was no pandemic at all. This is why the computer chips are falling short, and also the reason why it is hard to find a PlayStation 5 or a shiny new graphics card. Is the pandemic the only reason for the global semiconductor shortage? I would say that it is not the complete reason for the cause. There are a multitude of factors that has led us to this. That is, there have been a lot of new technologies that have come out in the same year. The all-new 5G cellular technology has been steadily building up around the globe. All of the 5G devices that the companies have started to produce also needs a separate chip on a smartphone that would help in order to receive the waves for the faster speeds. This was the reason that the iPhone 12 series was delayed by more than a month from September to October/November. Experts are speculating that the new iPhone series of 2021 will also be delayed. Moreover, the much-awaited Pixel 5a will be only available in the US and Japan, which is a real bummer because the Pixel 5a was a real seller for Google. This is also because of chip shortages. Again, PS5 is another good example. At the moment, it is really hard for you to find yourself a PlayStation. Also, some companies have been stockpiling these semiconductors month before they are revealed to the public, like the iPhone, as the company has to sell the devices in millions. The pandemic is not the only main reason for the shortage, but another problem contributes to the shortage of semiconductor is that the US-China trade war. The US in 2019 banned Huawei from the US and told that they will not be able to use any of the companies from the United States for helping them create their phones and other electronics. This meant that after the time period was given by the US to Huawei, any company could not work with them. Mainly, now they are not able to make their own chips because of this. It ran in the ARM architecture. As a result of the US sanctions, Huawei were forced into suddenly boosting stockpiles of chips, which created a vicious cycle. The bigger the stockpile, the tighter the supply, encouraging more companies to behave in a similar manner. A senior analyst, Shi Rufeng, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, said, I quote, "If it was only Huawei stockpiling orders, the disruption would not have been so big. But other smartphone makers, including Xiaomi, Oppo, and Vivo, all started to binge buy chips to grab Huawei's market share, and this created a huge demand." TSMC and Samsung are the two world's biggest and leading semiconductor manufacturing companies for phones operating at 100% of their capacity, and even that is not enough to meet the demand. TSMC now plans to invest $30 billion in upgrading and expanding its production capacity this year. It reiterated that construction at its $12 billion Arizona plant is still scheduled to begin this year. Overall, the company plans to invest $100 billion to increase the capacity in its plants over the next 3 years. But this is still not enough to meet the demand today. In the future, that would be helpful, but as of now, it is not much of help. So what is the solution to this? When will I as a consumer will be able to get my hands on, say, a PlayStation 5 for example? Well, according to the experts, this situation will take a long time to get resolved. New electronics will be a little bit easier to find by the end of 2020, and the entire problem should be fixed by 2023/2024. So that was it for the video. My name is Harish Srinivasan. I'll meet you guys in the next video. Subscribe.